Hello everyone, my name is Rochelle Jones and I'm here today to give an informative speech on how to handle stressful situations. I just want to talk a little bit and give an introduction on a little bit about how to handle stressful situations. When it comes to talking about stress, it has many causes and effects. Stress can be positive, but if it is chronic, it can affect your health. I want to inform you of the triggers and the reason it is so important to talk about stress is because sometimes we can be stressed and not even be aware that we are stressed. It needs to be known how to handle a stressful situation. The research will come from actual people that have allowed stressful situations to overcome them, and also from people personally that I have witnessed them overcome stressful situations. So first of all, we're going to go into what is the definition of stress. What is stress? Stress is a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from the adverse or a very demanding situation. What causes stress? Being under certain pressures, like for example, being in school. A lot of us can relate to that. Taking an exam or finals, needing money to pay for school or books. Those are some of the things that can actually cause stress. Knowing a loved one is sick, finding out you or a loved one has a terminal illness, finding out someone was in a very terrible accident. That's some of the things that can cause stress. Trying to meet a deadline at work, working a lot of overtime, not getting no rest, being responsible for all the bills. Trying to multitask, being the ones responsible for getting things taken care of, receiving bad news, or just being under certain pressures. A lot of ways to handle stressful situations. Pinpoint the problem or situation that causes the stress. Some stress levels will differ depending on your personality and actually how you actually respond to the situation. Involve yourself in a self-management program. Get professional help. Think positive. We was always told to think positive, think positive. And what I learned over the years, when you do think positive, it does have a positive reaction even over you mentally. Have a go-to person that you can trust to help de-escalate the situation, de-escalate the problem. Make a plan. Make it to where you have a plan that if something happens and you under stress about it, make a plan to see how you're going to actually get out the situation. Talk to somebody immediately. Put things in perspective. Find out what it was, pinpoint it, and put it into perspective. Put it in line from the beginning to the end. Calm down. Sometimes we just have to calm down. I like to use an example sometimes, even with me in a situation that I may have encountered a lot of times, being under stress or being at a breaking point. For me, and it could help somebody else, you just have to say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to just calm down. I'm going to calm down. I'm going to calm down. Let me calm down. Let me just calm down. Because that can help. That's just one of the ways. But everybody's personality is different. Everybody react different. Everybody have an understanding of the stressful situation. Everybody is different. A lot of times, I want to kind of go back into like being in school. Even if you in school, you could be. I want to go back and say in school. I mean college. I mean high school, middle school. Those being in school like that, it does cause a stressful situation sometimes. But the good thing, you could talk to a parent, you could talk to a counselor, and be sure that you do that. Sometimes, if you get that bad news, if you get the bad news, sometimes people react different. You get bad news, and I done seen people be just really calm about it. I done seen people react. I had someone that used to work for 411, and to work for 411, they actually had to handle the situation really good. They had to be calm. They had to say calm down to themselves. But in conclusion, we see that stress can come in all forms of fashion. After realizing you're in a stressful situation, pinpoint the problem, calm down, make a plan on how to direct yourself in the situation. Because one thing we learned tonight, that stress comes in all forms and fashions, and it can be harmful to you. We want to stay on a positive side when you know what the stressful situation is. We want to do our best to stay on the positive side. So I hope this is helpful on how to handle a stressful situation. Thank you.